On this side over here. Little O-H, O-H. Let's hear it. O-H. And over here, little I-O. O-H, I-O. Little louder over here. O-H, I-O. How about them dogs? Woo, 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 woo. That's from Michelle. Thank you, dear. Now, I do have an announcement to make. It's going to take me a second because somebody had to go to the bathroom real quick. I won't even say, oh, there he is. My favorite son-in-law, Ryan Johnson. Ryan, do you mind if I get started now? Thank you, sir. I apologize. Well, good evening, cherished family, friends, and guests. Can you all hear me? Even you, Mike Shepard? Mike Shepard, can you hear me? He can't hear me. Brenda, can you hear me? I am a little loud. I'm okay with that. Well, good evening, cherished family, friends, and guests. Welcome to a night that we'll all remember the rest of our lives. First, because I'm picking up the tab. And second, because our beautiful, wonderful, and at times loud daughter, Colleen, has finally found her prince, Ryan Johnson. Woo! My name is Pat Greathouse, and I am the very lucky guy who happens to be Colleen's dad. My awesome and beautiful wife, Michelle, and I want to welcome all of you to the celebration of these two wonderful people, Colleen and Ryan, as they start their amazing life together. To start, I've got to say, I got to take the glasses off for this. Kobo, you look absolutely amazing. Doesn't she? Doesn't she? You're absolutely radiant. Absolutely. And Ryan, you don't look bad either, by the way. I'm just telling you. And your mother, Michelle, you look awesome, dear. I'm just telling you right now. So, well done, both of you. I'm also here to introduce Bill and Cindy Johnson, Ryan's mom and dad. And Cindy, you look fantastic. I just got to say. And for Bill, you look equally elegant, but I am a little surprised you're not wearing camouflage. I thought for sure you'd find a tux in that shade. Well, Michelle and I are very thankful that all of you were able to make it tonight and celebrate this wonderful occasion with us. We want to toast and remember several of our friends and family that could not make it tonight, but are definitely here in spirit, including Rial and Sue Remillard, Bob and Mickey Greathouse, Pat and Bill Yeagle. Did I say it right? Okay. And, of course, Mr. Bill Johnson and other family friends who are here in spirit. They are definitely part of this celebration. And then also, how about a nice round of applause for Reverend Mike Burrow? That was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony. Well done. And you guys can all test him on that word that he couldn't say at the beginning. We'll go over that later. So, to start, you all might want to get another drink because this might take a minute. As most of you know, I got to turn the page here. As most of you know, being the father of two daughters, hold on a second. These fat fingers, man, I'm telling you what. I can't lick my fingers. Being the father of two daughters should not be taken lightly, but when one of them is Colleen, it made my job a heck of a lot easier. Colleen was born to be a teacher, and it seems she taught me right from the start how to be a dad. Matter of fact, she made it so easy, Michelle and others thought I was the big kid, and Colleen was more of the parent. True story. You're going to hear that a lot. I remember a time when she was 2 or 3 years old, and we were out tailgating with some friends, and Colleen announced she was going home to take a nap and walked across the street for nap time. This is a true story. You could tell from a young age she was a determined little girl, determined to be a good kid, do well in school, gymnastics, cheerleading, church youth group leader, determined to become a teacher, but most importantly, determined to do the right thing and treat all people the right way. Very similar to the greatest teacher ever, whose birthday happens to be in 3 days. And no, it's not Mike Bro or Doug Ring or Chris Perkins. Sorry, guys. Colleen believes everyone can be educated to help themselves and others. And Ryan, I'm guessing that includes you now, of course. You know that. Matter of fact, she was so determined to be in charge, I've still got the scars from an alpine slide in Massachusetts when she took control of the driving arm and we ran off the slide and crashed on the side of a mountain. And as I told Michelle as she stormed off to the medical facility with Kobo in her arms, I'm okay. No need to worry about me. Colleen also educated us on what a true friend and family person she is. She will drop everything to help out a friend or family member, no questions asked. Okay, maybe a couple questions like, what were you thinking? True story. I remember when she was at GCSU and several of her close friends like Hannah and Mindy and others were in need. She called me while I was en route. Hold on, I got to turn the darn page again. I'm sorry. These fat little fingers. Sorry. She called me as I was en route to see if she could get my credit card to pay for their second round of margaritas. She's always thinking of others. And of course, I wouldn't be telling the entire story if I didn't mention Kobo's passion, joy, and enthusiasm to educate this world through the magic of Disney and all the joy it can bring through education, great stories, and of course, its movies and music. If you've ever been around Kobo long enough, there's a chance a Disney song is going to be heard and she's going to sing it, usually in tune. One of my favorite stories was during the COVID pandemic, and Disney had the sing-alongs on every week. Kobo, Boo, and their mother all dressed up in Disney costumes at home and belted out every song. It was priceless. Matter of fact, most of you saw it on Instagram. The joy that Kobo and her choir of great houses brought to this world with a little Disney magic. The bottom line, Kobo, it's an honor to be your dad. I'm so proud of you. Damn it, I wasn't going to cry. I'm so proud of you and this fellow Ryan you're marrying. You did a great job, you two. Good God. Of course, the question you're all wondering, does Ryan really know what he's getting into? Well, from what I've learned and heard about Ryan from his family and friends, he's a patient, determined, extremely loyal, thoughtful, fun-loving young man who loves his family, games, athletics, travel, hunting, cooking, college football, and now a new reality of life with Colleen. Ryan, let me know if I missed any of those attributes that you sent me that list on, by the way. He's also a lifesaver. He saved his sister Brittany's life when she was 18 months old. She had swallowed some watch batteries. He's always looking out for family members, and that also explains why Brittany's got a little bit of a, oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Page 2. Brittany has a glow to her. So, well, now he's marrying the Energizer Bunny, so good luck with that, Ryan. He also enjoys sports, made all-state in lacrosse in high school through hard work and determination, and then worked as a manager for the Dogs with UGA football. Right? Oh, there you go. Bottom line, he understands what it takes to make a great team, and now he's the starting quarterback on Colleen's team. Just remember, Ryan, sometimes you have to punt the ball to improve field position. Very similar to a great marriage, sometimes you just got to punt the ball away. He also likes to get into discussions and debates with family members, and according to Brittany, he's rarely wrong in his mind. He might have met his match with Kobo. She uses that teacher move, I understand what you're saying. It's tough to overcome that one. May God bless Ryan as he enters a world of loud, possibly out of tune, always on the move, ready to have a great time and still get work done, Colleen Marie. So as they start their life together, their wonderful life together, I only have a few words of wisdom to give, and I promise none of them will be from a Disney song. First, you have to make sure that you both become part of your world. You like that one, Kobo? And experience the enjoyment that each other gets from different interests and activities. Make sure one of them is an interest in each other every day of your lives, and tie that into your growth together in Christ, and make sure he becomes part of your world. That's pretty good, ain't it? Woo! Make every day with each other a whole new world. And find ways to grow and learn together as you grow as a couple and family in the future. You can ask every couple here tonight. It is a whole new world. It takes me a second with these damn pages. I shouldn't have stapled the darn thing together. Hold on. Alex, what would you do here? I know, I can't. Oh, geez, just 2 more. We're almost done. Every day, and you can grow in each other's love by making sure you involve each other in all aspects of your life. And when you do get a chance, ask, do you want to build a snowman? I'm just saying. Try and include your family and friends into your lives. If possible, be our guest. Be our guest with your family and the rest. They are the foundation for a great family. The memories and stories you will tell in the future always start with you, great family and friends. And remember, there will be some difficult times, and the best remedy is a spoonful of sugar and each other's love. That always makes the tough times a heck of a lot easier. You can substitute tequila or bourbon for the sugar, but that's a couple's decision. And I know Ryan likes bourbon. And one of the most important items to remember to each other daily, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Life is meant to be experienced and shared with your best friend. That's what I did, as did all the couples here tonight. And my final words, I got to get to the last page. This one's killing me. Of how to let your children grow up and make their own lives and memories. You've got to. Where are you? There you go. Here we go. Let them go, and they'll rise like the break of dawn. Let them go, the perfect girl is yours. Here they stand in the light of God. Let their love rage on. Ryan never bothered me anyway. So a toast to Ryan and Colleen. May they have a magical marriage full of fun, song, friendship, adventure, family, friends, and most of all, love of each other and love of Christ. God bless you both. Cheers. Woo. And that's all she wrote. Thank you.
Great job. Let's give Mr. Pat one more hand tonight. That was incredible. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hand the mic off at this time to the maid of honor, Erin Greathouse.
Hi, I'm Erin. I'm Colleen's sister, and don't worry, I'm not going to sing anymore. I did try, though. So first of all, I just want to say Colleen looks like the real-life Elsa. And I know that's a dream of hers, and I'm very jealous. I'm not going to lie. So I just want to take a second and welcome to everybody to my mom's wedding. Oh, my God, I'm sorry. I mean Colleen and Ryan's wedding. I'm so sorry. So sorry. They say to never meet your heroes. Colleen met me on October 3rd, 1995. You're welcome for not having to deal with our family alone. But honestly, your relationship with your siblings is one of the most important and special relationships. The love of your life comes too late. Your parents leave you too early. But your siblings are there through it all. You go through more life with them than anybody else. They're your longest friend. Colleen and I are the textbook definition of oldest and youngest sister, our sibling. She's a planner. She's neat, put together, organized. She's independent. She's a perfectionist, structured and responsible, and a little bit of a diva. When my mom was pregnant with me, Colleen told her that I was going to be her baby and not my mom's baby. That is so oldest child of her. I tend to be the exact opposite of all of those things. While we are different, and I try to deny it sometimes, Colleen taught me a lot growing up. She showed me how to be a loving and generous friend. She would do, as Dad said, absolutely anything for the people she loves, including running into the Pacific Ocean in her parka because she thought that I was drowning. And that was only about a year ago. She showed me how to be a better person and about all things Disney. Over Thanksgiving, Brittany asked me, because, she grew up with two brothers, she said, "Is this what it's like to have a sister?" When Colleen and I were poking at each other, bugging each other, yelling at each other, pulling each other's hair. And yeah, that is exactly what it's like, for sure. But if you're lucky, you also have someone who inspires you and who you look up to every single day. A hero, if you will. I'll spare you the stories about when I and many of us encountered their love interests for the first time. But since they were many, many years in the making, I'll tell you about the first time that I knew Ryan was the one for Colleen. Colleen, she's a very special person, and not just anybody can marry her, or put up with her, so it takes a lot. But the moment I really knew that he was the one is when Colleen introduced Belle to Ryan and Augie, and Belle approved. Belle is a huge bitch. So I knew that if Belle approved, then Ryan and her, they're endgame, for sure. And speaking of endgame, I now finally have someone to talk about all things Marvel with in the family. And also somebody to send all of my roasts of Colleen to. It's great. While he may not live in a big castle, have a beautiful singing voice, Colleen doesn't either, has a gun collection instead of jewels in the kingdom, and has a truck instead of a white horse and carriage. Looking at the way and you and Colleen love each other and how happy you make her, I know she's found her Prince Charming that her Disney-loving heart has always dreamed of. And Co, thanks for marrying into a family with a lake house. So, Ryan, I hope you're ready for a lifetime of Disney and Taylor Swift and never getting a moment of peace and quiet ever again. Cheers to the beautiful couple, a lifetime of family holidays and doggy playdates, and making fun of Colleen's Instagram captions of their matching outfits forever. And Ryan, blink twice if you need help, okay? It's not too late.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more special toast this evening, so I'd love it if you guys would give it up for Connor Johnson, the best man.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. I've been in a lot of weddings before, but this is the first time anyone has ever been brave enough to hand me a mic. So, let's see how this thing goes. I think we can all agree that it's been a wonderful day so far. Everyone that has had a hand in making this day special should be proud of the amazing day that you have put together. We're all truly lucky to be here and to be a part of this. My older brother, Ryan, has always been someone I have looked up to and modeled my decisions and interests after. I know with him being 5 years older than me, we had similar interests, but those interests came at different times. While I was busy playing Halo, he had moved on to chasing girls and hanging out with his friends. While our timeline was different, that did not stop me from observing and admiring the path that he was on. Whether it was the ladies, picking up lacrosse as a junior, or getting into UGA as a senior out of high school, not the transfer route like some people take. I cheered him on and took great pride in his accomplishments, sometimes a little too much. His senior year at Alpharetta, he was on one of the best lacrosse teams that I ever had the pleasure of watching, and I did not miss one of his games. If he was playing in North Carolina or early in the afternoon far away, I got checked out of school and I went to watch him. This team was special and it drove my passion for the sport. Playing in the backyard, imitating some of the star players, and even giving the ball a few kicks as an ode to my big brother. For those of you that don't know, he started late. So while he was a great defender and phenomenal athlete, those stick skills take a little bit longer to develop. And he just simply did not have the luxury, but he made do and was an outstanding player. As Ryan moved out of the house to college, I remember the change and just how different everything was. While it stunk not having him there anymore, he moved into UGA and started working for the football team. which meant perks for me. He was doing all the work. Whether it was gear, tickets, or simply insider information, I was completely envious of him. My friends used to mess with me as we watched the games together because I would scream, "Oh, there's RJ with the buzz cut running down the sidelines. Oh, there he goes again." And they were like, "Can you just shut up? We get it. Your brother works for the football team." What I didn't realize until much later, once I was in college, was how much he had to sacrifice for me to be able to go to all of those games with my dad and to flaunt my signed memorabilia, was that it was a ton of work. I thank you for sticking it out and also strengthening my passion for Georgia football even further. I talked about chasing my older brother around in my childhood, but that all changed when we hit a certain age, where he became not only my older brother, but also my best friend. It might have happened during the visits to see him in college, when he came to Statesboro, or when I went to visit him once he was out of college and living in Wisconsin or Florida. But it was just awesome to finally be on the same page of life with him. This brings me to my next chapter, when he and Colleen started dating. The story of the hot tub is infamous, but what happened after is my favorite part. Colleen and her family joining with mine so seamlessly has been amazing to see. It is almost like they have known each other for many years. I knew Colleen and Ryan were meant for each other after two separate occasions. The first was when Caitlin and I stayed at their house and they had us play this game called Dice Throne. For those of you that do not know this game, which I would imagine would be most people in the room, imagine a more confusing Dungeons and Dragons. This is a quest game with complex rules, and after attempting and kind of getting the game myself, I just got too distracted with looking at Caitlin, my fiance, whose jaw was on the floor the whole time because she struggles with simple card games. The craziest part about that, it was a fun night, but the craziest part about that was the fact that they told me they like to sit there and play one-on-one against each other. And all I'm going to say is that's true love and a bond that can never be broken if you are able to sit there and go through that many rules together. The next occasion came on one of Caitlin and I's trips back home to Georgia. We had no car, Ryan was somewhere, so Colleen generously offered to take us somewhere. Well, for those of you that do not know, my brother has a small case of road rage. But what caught me off guard was the language that Colleen let fly after somebody cut her off or was driving too slow. I got a kick out of it because who could believe that sweet Colleen also shared the same fury on the road as Ryan? It is safe to say that I will be avoiding road trips with these two. But if there's a direct flight to get somewhere, I'm more than excited to spend time with you guys. Colleen, I feel like you have been family for a long time now, but this makes it official, and I'm so glad to have you in all of our lives. For Ryan, you will continue to be my best friend, and we will have many more memories to be made. I promise next time you visit, we will provide clean towels. Let's take a moment and raise our glasses to this couple and continue to celebrate this wonderful night.